Good morning, traders, and welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Wednesday, November 26th. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps. The S&Ps are trading higher by 0.24%. They've been trading higher all day, so, we look to have a positive start on the day. I mean, the markets are really continuing to display strong expectations for a rate cut from the Fed next month when the Fed has the FOMC meeting. You're seeing the narrative change, and you're seeing that, CME Fed Watch tool, indicate like 80%, it was recently at 30%, and it has jumped back to 80%. So we got to be positive about a possible rate cut next month. There's also talk about, Kevin Hassett. He's the White House National Economic Council Director. This guy's a leading contender to become the next Fed chair. That could be announced this week, or next week. It's a possibility. But, listen, today, the key economic report coming out this morning is the jobless claims report. That's going to be the one to watch. And then in the afternoon, you get the beige book. That's another one to pay attention to. But on the earnings front, you got positive earnings reports that came out from Dell, Autodesk, Workday, and Aero Pharmaceuticals. They are all trading higher after earnings. On the downside, we got NTAP, Hewlett Packard, and Zscaler. They're all trading lower after earnings reports. Okay, let's take a look overseas and let's see what's happening overseas. And we're looking at the German DAX, and the DAX is higher by 0.36%. I mean, it was lower there for a short period of time, but it has turned higher, and gains are steady. Healthcare stocks are strong. The auto sector is positive, so we're positive there. In London, London's all over the place. I mean, it's currently higher by about 0.1%. It was down, but the key thing was that Chancellor Reeves just released their, her budget for 2026. We're seeing gains in mining stocks there, so that's positive. In France, France is up 0.45% this morning, with positive action in aerospace and the luxury sector. Turning our attention over to Asia last night, and we're looking at the Nikkei. The Nikkei jumped 1.85%. That's 899 points. And what led the way? Tech. Tech was strong last night. Hong Kong, the action was kind of muted. They were up 33 points, or 0.13%. Property, financial stocks were, kind of positive over there. And then in China, the Chinese market, the Shanghai fell 0.15%. Although, AI stocks and tech stocks did close higher for the most part. So that is a positive factor. Then we're taking a look at oil. And, oil is, you look at oil this morning and it is trading lower. You got WTI, at $57.80 a barrel. That's down about 0.14%. You got Brent trading at $62.33 a barrel. That's down about, 0.24%. Okay, I did see oil trade higher for a short period of time, but since it's gone back to lower. I mean, the API data report that came out last night after the bell, that showed a decline in stockpiles of 1.86 million barrels. Now that's bullish for oil prices. Later this morning, after the opening bell, we're going to get the oil stockpile inventory report from the EIA, the Energy Information Administration. That could be really a key market, create sentiment for the market this morning. But really, market's focused on, this Russian-Ukraine peace deal. It looks like it's, everything's going according to plan. Ukraine is said to be acceptant of a lot of the points, but Russia hasn't really agreed to anything, so it's still up in the air. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about earnings reports that have come out this morning or last night. We've got to talk about Dell, ticker DELL, David, Edward, Larry, stocks trading higher this morning. They delivered a beat of 11 cents, but it was done on lower revenue. Zscaler, ticker ZS, they're trading lower this morning. They delivered a beat by 10 cents on higher revenue, though. And Autodesk, that's up this morning. They delivered a beat on 17 cents on higher revenue. That's all positive. In terms of economic reports coming out today, 8:30 a.m. we got durable goods. 9 a.m. we got jobless claims. 10 a.m. we got 10:30 a.m. we get the EIA oil stockpiles report. Then at 2 p.m. we get the Fed beige book. The jobless claims are expected to edge up about 225,000 for the week ending November 22nd. Now, the week before they were 220, which is low. Anything below 240, anything below 235 is generally considered positive on the labor front. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that because if the number does come in weak, that lowers the odds of a Fed rate cut next month when the Fed meets. But that's what I have for you in terms of an economic update. In terms of the markets this morning, listen, we are seeing some positive action. You're looking at some, FANG stocks for the action, like Apple, Polish antitrust watchdog group. They're probing Apple over their privacy policy. Amazon, the FAA is probing Amazon after drones that are Amazon-based drones apparently cut in Texas internet cable. Well, I'm not surprised if that happens. Meta Platforms, EU Parliament agrees on a resolution calling for social media minimum ages. That's positive. Tesla, Musk is out there saying, the robo-taxi fleet in Austin, Texas is going to double next month. We'll see if that actually occurs. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stocks, we're talking Walmart. Walmart's looking for revenue opportunities in a shift to chatbot-guided e-commerce, which I think is kind of positive. Boeing just received $7.15 billion in Department of Defense contracts. That's interesting to me. In terms of merger news, Robinhood, ticker HOOD, they're in a partnership with Susquehanna, and they're going to be buying the Miami derivative exchange, Miami X. So that's positive for those firms. In terms of guidance, Dell Technologies, ticker DELL, they see Q4 adjusted EPS $3.40 to $3.60. Street estimates $3.21. That's a big uptick. Then you got NTAP, Nancy Tom Apple Paul. They see Q3 EPS coming in 201 to 211. Street estimates 206. That's right in the middle. Not good enough. It's okay, but doesn't, make me really stand up and get excited about the stock this morning. Okay, let's talk about my stock pick of the day. I'm going to go with Disney, ticker DAS, David India Sam. Listen, the stock's been weak. It's dropped down about 10% recently after the earnings. But it typically performs well around the holidays. And, I look at yesterday's call action, 27,230 versus puts of 12,247. That's 2-to-1. I like that. Open interest is 414K versus 355K. That's positive. And the major brokers still have elevated price targets on the stock. So listen, if I can get in at 103 or under, I think Disney would be a steal at that area. So my pick of the day is Walt Disney Corp, ticker DIS, David India Sam. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about what's hot moving the markets today. Let me get this app up. Boom. What do we see here? Fastly, FSLY, transferring their listings from NASDAQ to the NASDAQ from NYSE. Interesting. Chinese regulators block ByteDance from using NVIDIA chips in new data centers. Russia's deputy foreign minister says U.S. relations at the early stages of normalization. Papa John's Pizza, PZZA. They've refranchised a bunch of restaurants previously owned by Colonel's Limited. DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods, they're continuing to expect Foot Locker to boost per share earnings next year. Novo Nordisk, NVO, Medicare negotiates 71% discounts on Ozempic and Wegovy. HPQ announced staffing reductions, like 10% of their workforce, apparently. That's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's talk about yesterday in the stock of the day. Our pick of the day, which was Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. That's ticker ARWR, Apple Richard, William Richard. It worked out well. I mean, the stock opened up at $44.26. Did move a little lower, but to 43.72. I was talking about $44 as my entry range. But then it closed at 44.26, and after earnings, the stock hit 46.79. So if you look at ARWR this morning, ARWR, where's the stock doing? 47.60 on the offer. So it did work out. Anyway you look at it, Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals was a winner yesterday. From 44 to 46, from 44 to 47. That's well more than 1%. So you got to like that. Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals, winner. Okay, guys, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.